Guys, we've been feeding our lives with empty financial calories for a long time now. Bitcoin changes up the recipe though. Hey, if you're new here, my name is Sayer, and this is Integrating Bitcoin. I teach you things that you might not know about money and how it's related to Bitcoin. So what the hell am I talking about? Well, you may have heard of fiat currency. If you haven't, let's talk about fiat first. The word is basically just a command to be done. I think it might be Latin for like let it be done or something like that. But whenever we're talking about fiat currency, aka money, that's like the US dollar. It's something that is issued by a central authority, that's a government, and they have control over the issuance of it, a monopoly over the money, and they can choose to create more of the money whenever they want. Bitcoin, on the other hand, is not controlled by anyone. It's not controlled by any central organization, entity, individual. It's more akin to a natural resource like gold that naturally occurs in the world. There is no way to expand the supply of Bitcoin past its defined issuance schedule in the code itself. It's defined by math. So the monetary policy of Bitcoin is completely math-based. There's no politics, there's no voting, there's no decisions or lobbying. It's literally just the code that's in Bitcoin that decides how much Bitcoin is getting released. And the absolutely amazing thing about Bitcoin in that regard is that the issuance supply is fixed, meaning there's still new Bitcoin being created on the network, but over time that's going down, and it's trending towards zero to the point where there will be no more Bitcoin created. And that's why you may have heard that there is a 21 million cap on Bitcoin. There can never be any more than 21 million coins. It's seriously incredible. We've never had a technology or a commodity that does that. We've never had absolute scarcity. So it's going to be pretty cool to watch what happens in the future whenever Bitcoin does trend to zero for production. In contrast to gold, which is pretty close, Bitcoin mimics gold pretty well on a lot of properties. But gold is adding to its supply like 1 to 2% every year. So meaning over the course of like 50 to 100 years, your entire value stored in gold would have been gone because the supply got diluted. All right, so I might be getting ahead of myself a little bit. Really, the purpose of this is to try to give you a good analogy that you can grasp why this is important. Because when I first heard this, if you're anything like me, like who cares? Like who cares if the government can print money? Obviously, they print money. Duh, that's where it comes from. And why does it matter that Bitcoin has a fixed supply? Who cares? Right? Like, what does that actually mean? So I'm going to create this analogy for you, an example, so you can kind of wrap your head around this in a better way. All right, so here's my amazing pizza and calorie analogy. I hope you're ready for this. All right, so a calorie, whenever we talk about that, is the unit of measure of energy within food, right? So calorie is a unit of energy that is used by your body to do some work and to grow and just be alive. Money is similar for the economy. It's a unit of value used by society in the economy. And I say value, but honestly it's energy too, because how is money created? Money is created by giving your time and energy. And so you're exchanging your energy for money, which means it technically is a container for energy. But regardless, I'm just using unit of value used by society. Think of a pizza as a metaphor for an entire monetary system. So we could think about this as being like the United States economy. The pizza itself has a certain number of calories that are baked into it. And it doesn't really matter if we slice more pieces whoop, whoop, right? There's still the same number of calories in the pizza. So the fixed amount of calories in this pizza represent its stored value or energy in the entire economy. And the slices just represent how we divide up that energy among the economy. So that could be different denominations of money, or just however it's distributed throughout the economy. The point here is that no matter what we do, no matter how many slices we have here, it's still the same amount of calories. It's still the same pizza, it's just more pieces of the same pizza. So in the fiat world, what exactly does that mean? Well, the government can create new pizzas out of thin air. Bloop, bloop. Wow, it's like magic. Look, we have 2 new pizzas. We must be completely abundant now. So that's the funny part about these pizzas, right? These new pizzas that got poofed into existence have 0 energy. They don't have any calories in them. They're empty. And what that does, though, in effect, is it distributes the calories from the original pizza evenly into the other ones. And so this kind of creates the illusion that we have more abundance and prosperity in society because, well, we have more pizza, right? And that's true. The nominal number of pizzas went up and the slices maybe went up, but the calories did not change. And so if you had 2 pieces of pizza on your plate and then the government prints 2 more pizzas out of thin air, the value of the calories within your pizza got distributed to the other pizza, and you lost caloric value. You lost energy. All right, so now imagine a Bitcoin pizza. It's baked with exactly 21 million calories into it, and those calories can never be changed. They can never be increased, not ever. You can cut this pizza into as many slices as you want. You could even cut them into 21 million slices if you want. But the calorie doesn't change. So what this means is that if you hold 2 slices of this Bitcoin pizza, let's say, then those 2 slices, the calorie count of those will never change. They will always be the same. And over time, the demand for these calories will go up, which increases the value of them. More people will be wanting these and demanding these calories because they're scarce, which then drives the actual price of the calories up. But remember, there's no way to actually dilute the number of calories that you hold. So it's really pristine capital. It's a way for you to store your time and energy from working and never have it be taken from you through the dilution of the money supply. I hope that analogy landed for you guys. And just remember, just like the Fiat pizza, whenever one of the 120 fiat currency issues in the world print more of their fiat currency, it's not actually creating any value at all in the economy. Those new fiat currency bills are empty calories in the economy, and they have to absorb the energy that's already existing in the economy because energy cannot be created or destroyed. Money, just like everything else, is bound by thermodynamics, and so it's rooted in physics in our reality. You can't create value out of nothing. So let me know in the comments, what kind of pizza do you prefer? Do you want a Fiat pizza or do you want a Bitcoin pizza? See you next time.